And do you still want to go to The Daily Show for your political views and takes, your news, all of the updates that you need? You're not going to want to when I tell you Jon Stewart's real last name. That's right, Jonathan Stewart Leibowitz. I know your secrets. That's right, folks. He was born to a Jewish family, identifies as culturally Jewish, although he does not consider himself to be deeply religious. Very typical atheist, only identifying with Israel when it benefits them. Jew. Speaking of Jews, bad news bears, ladies and gentlemen, the bill I've been warning y'all about, the one that's going to integrate U.S. and Israeli military kind of together in this beautiful, kind of sick union that we only really reserve for our greatest allies, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. They've passed the House Armed Service Committee with this new bill, 44 to 12, the National Defense Authorization Act. It hid inside of itself Section 224. This proposal greatly expanded the cooperation coordination between the United States and Israeli forces. This will involve joint research development, integration of military technology, AI, autonomous systems will be shared, cyber warfare, cybersecurity capabilities, counter-drone technologies, quantum technologies, all that shit that Sam Altman's talking to demons in, all those quantum portals we're going to be sharing with them, directed energy weapons. Marjorie Taylor Greene, by the way, wasn't wrong about Jewish space lasers. She's Christian, so she's forgotten the fact that the Vatican is just as deeply integrated with this new world order. It'll also involve the creation of a formal Pentagon office to lead and coordinate these efforts. Now, this bill, it's going to move on to the House. It's going to call your representatives. It's going to move on to the Senate. Then the president is definitely going to sign it in. Folks, if you think a Jew in hiding in plain sight like Jon Stewart is going to tell you the truth, I don't know what to tell you. Is he just going to make goofy, exasperated faces into the camera? He's going to grip his notepad and shit like that, tell you about how Republigoofs and Democrats that aren't far enough left are really the ones fucking you over. Folks, come to your brain on air, where we will tell you right away that our blood is tainted with only 1% Sephardi. I grew up in a secular home, and I am ready to treat all cults like the cults that they are. Even modern atheism, even Western medicine. And as a result, kind of nobody is happy when we're talking here at Your Brain on Air, but that's fine. Even Jesus was persecuted. And Apollo has cursed me with the foresight that no one will believe. When it's revealed all the names, the companies that are paying out the Daily Show, don't come crying to me. I've tried to tell you guys that it was a psyop. Same thing with Last Week Tonight. Paid off shills who work under who again? Paramount, HBO, wings of approval. By the way, approved dissent is one of the biggest weapons that the New World Order has with it. It's approved dissent. It's dudes in suits telling you girlies at home why you deserve the right to kill your baby because you don't like the father, or you can't keep your pussy in your pants. If men are going to be shamed for flagrant sex, women should be too on this show. On this show, we believe in equality. We believe in condemning all sorts of bad behavior. But that's what I mean. It's men in suits. They stage themselves as newsmen to tell you all your problems. It's all the fault of conniving men in suits. It's all the media corporations, the ones that we just so happen to work for. It's all the tech bros. It's all the billionaires. Meanwhile, you just bought DoorDash again. Guys, am I saying these people and all these corporations hold no blame? No, obviously not. But these shows, they place all the blame on, inks. So-and-so Inc., this company incorporated. Inks and isms is what they blame everything on. They're ready and willing to call out leaders like Trump. They're hesitant with the Biden jokes for a solid 4 years, you know what I mean? A solid set of years where they had infinite content that they could have been joking on. They just stayed a little too, they had stayed plenty quiet on it because their side was winning. They are fully invested in the idea of sides being real. They're into the idea of Democrats and Republicans still being an actual thing that exists. They're not. They're only here to keep you distracted, keep you fighting on whether or not, this person thinks trans people should go to the bathroom, whatever. They tell you about the genocide on trans people that isn't happening, but not the genocide on the willing and ready people that are ready to die. Folks, that's right. Canada, by the way, the Daily Show will never tell you about. Canada will begin its forced and willing euthanasia program in 2027. MAID, as it's being called. This will allow them for the first time have legal suicide options. For what exactly? Debilitating ALS, medical conditions where your life is unlivable. Yeah, all that kind of makes a little bit of sense, but also anxiety, depression, financial troubles, and being mentally deficient. That's right. If you are mentally in a deficient state, the state now, they will look at your state. The state will review your state of mind, and they can choose for you now to be euthanized. Sorry, not now. Only in 6 months if you live in Canada. According to the Canadian government, They will only kill you with the MAID program if you consent to it or if you're declared unable for self-reasoning. There's also a carve-out that if they declare you incapable, but yet you still are capable and they manage to get that needle in you, if the needle causes any resistance reflex in your body, they may proceed with the administration. Folks, look it up for yourselves if you don't believe me. The government of Canada will be able to mass dose and kill the homeless, needy, people of color, Indigenous folks, mentally ill, mentally and physically disabled. By the way, this is all leading us down the road of eugenics chosen by the people. Why do you think they're encouraging abortion so aggressively? They encourage you to kill your baby because it has Down syndrome. Big story. YouTuber and his girlfriend vlogged their decision to murder their baby just because they wouldn't have wanted a retard. It's obviously dividing many people. Folks, let's get one thing out of the way. The population reduction helps them. Many people, idiots like Bill Burr, they're like, I don't understand the vaccine hesitancy. Why would the government want to kill all the sheeple, the people that listen to them? Population reduction helps them in feudal times when small sects and families were all you had to control out in the countryside. Your life as a ruler was so much easier. Kill off the masses of useless eaters, the people who are going to school, want to be teachers, the fuck? Get computers to do everything in factories on laptops, and all the work that you would have done by people, get them the fuck out of there. And if you're not working on land or with steel, or if you can't do anything with your hands, in a few years, your bloodline is over, your bloodline's over. You've chosen not to have any children. You've chosen to sit in their little cell they've given you called an apartment for the rest of your life. They got you right where they wanted you. Ace in the hole, fish in the barrel, abortion, let's talk about it. As a concept, I've always, since I was a child, I've known the reasoning for it. I've grown up around women that have given me listicles. They give it, and by the way, the listicles generally don't vary very much. Vary as in V-A-R-Y, very, very much as in like, they're not that different when you ask many people. It's, I can't afford a kid right now. It'll plague me with debt. I'm not ready for a child. I'm ready for adult things like casual sex, but for some reason I'm not adult enough to handle the consequences. And the 1% of abortions, which is rape or incest, if you check the latest statistics, the vast majority are for the first two reasons, or what the clinics honestly do call convenience killings. What is the through line for both of those reasonings? You believe that in bringing this child to fruition into the world, it will bring curses and general misfortune upon you. So instead, you decide to kill it. Now, I kind of forget. Remind me again, what were the reasons in ancient times women would give their child or children to the fires of demons? One, to control essential needs like rainfall, good harvest, and land. And two, people offered the lives of their offspring as a way to buy off these dark forces they believed were out in the universe. They believed that surrendering this single innocent life would protect the rest of their community or themselves from any misfortunes that would befall them as a result of this child. The core belief at the center of all these reasons is selfish tyranny over the promise of new life. The idea that the new will do nothing more than need and demand and fester, and we're better off sticking to the now, to what we know. I've met and I've talked to and I've understood so many women who have vehemently supported abortion. Do you want to know the through line through most of them? All of those women have children already or went on to have them. They're viewing the sacrifice of motherhood through the protective lens of, well, I'd never let my child make that sacrifice. Look at me. I got pregnant with some asshole's kid back in the day when abortions weren't as easy to come by. And now they are. And if my daughter was out there and is like living this lifestyle that movies and TV are telling her to do, I wouldn't want her to get into the shape that I was in and have to buckle down back when I was 20 something. They see their children, their grown daughters, as the ones who need protection. Protection, by the way, in abortion from the result of their womanly actions. If you don't like the baby, don't have the sex. I'm sorry to say it. How hard is this to understand? And if you're saying this is a privileged perspective to have because I'm a man or I haven't been a pursuer of casual sex, I'm sorry that I have made better decisions than you have in certain instances. I decided to be born with a penis. I'm sorry you couldn't flick your bean in private. You needed someone's hands all over you. You just had to lose your virginity. You just had to try out all these new experiences in life. That's how they get you. You may have grown up with that 70s '70s show or other junk from the '80s, '90s, '70s that told you all teens are just sex hungry, and that's kind of what your impression of life became, I'm sorry the media lied to you. Casual sex is empty, it's meaningless, and the connection is the only thing, by the way, that can save a hollow soul from itself. Folks, the casual sex scheme needs to stop. It's not empowering for men or women, and it only succeeds in, by the way, turning both of them into the worst versions of themselves. Facts. This is just facts. Truths. The truths are being dropped and minds are being blown. Enough fatherless homes and joyless mothers. Let's get old school. All right, you know what? I'm going to get old school here. Let's encourage the word no Democrat has been brave enough to say since about 2008. Family is good. Family is what matters. Anyone who disagrees, check out their relationships with their parents. Not so good. Hey, why is, just a little side thought, why is every lesbian I've met getting in or out of a relationship? Is there any that are out there that are like this modern family bullshit that we were pitched back in the 2010s? Or are they all kind of wrecks? I'm just asking. No tea, no shade. It's just that the only lesbian I know who's actually happy and, you know, is building something of themselves doesn't even identify as a woman. So is there like a one Mitch and Cam situation for lesbians, or do they all have different children of different fathers, or are they all sodomizing? Ha ha ha. Listen, I love that we're getting old world on the new. A great way to see things, if you ever get confused about what's happening now, is just look back a little bit. It's likely our ideas are not that original. Do you want people to buy cars? Buy the city rails and then put them out of business. You want people to buy the new cars with the government mandated kill switch? Approve E15 and other variants of gas with ethanol in it. They break down old engines, and then you don't ever get to use that car. It gets, messy from that point onward. People will have to buy the brand new cars. Listen, if you, by the way, get unleaded. If you've used the one with a bit of ethanol, I understand that the one with zero ethanol is more expensive, but it won't break down rubber tubes or disintegrate metal over time the way that ethanol will. Now, if you've done it once or twice, don't panic. Just go out and get the ethanol-free stuff now. The gas and the oil troubles the world is facing right now is the perfect chessboard move for the United States. It's looking to for higher ethanol options like E15. Soon they'll be on to E20 and E30, by the way. I'm predicting that here pretty soon. Whatever the hell they want to put in your gas tank. And that's lining up perfectly for them if they want us to get in these new cars ASAP. Wonder if it has anything to do with the widespread junkyard fires that are happening. Destroy the old supply, issue in the new. No one has any other choice. I better stop now. Because some anti-technology extremist, searcher might label me as such in the DOJ, the NSA. Fuck it. I'm already fucking done. By the way, with the amount of stuff I've dropped that's truthful and honest on this show, I'm pretty sure it's over for me. All right, let's see.